Hi everyone, how you doing? How have you been? I've been good, I've been busy, I've been surviving. It's good to be back. Welcome back to my channel, as usual. If you are one of our regulars, we missed you. I have missed you. It's been a long journey bringing this back. So for those of us who are joining us from this time going forward, please make sure you hit the like button, click the subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so that you can be informed when we get a new video. You can tell I'm rusty now. I can't run it the way I used to run it, but it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Question for you guys: what have you learned about yourself during the COVID-19 pandemic? Today I think that's my topic, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys the 5 things that I've learned about myself during COVID-19. So number 1, I've learned that we don't really need the office. For those of us who are used to working, 8 to 5, you don't have to go to the office. Everything that I have done from March the 16th to the end of September, today we are on the 29th of September, has been done within the confines of my own house. I have run webinars, I've held meetings, I've carried out workshops, I've trained some few people. I've done all that stuff at the comfort of my home. And it brings to question as to whether is the office setup a psychological thing? Is it something that people have put up to make sure, in your mind you think you're contributing, but in real sense, for example, if you're in Nairobi, you lose quite a lot of time on the road. And nowadays I wake up, I freshen up, I work out. I've done all those things by 8. And I start my work and I'm fresh and I work all the way up to 8. Don't get me wrong, up to 5, not 8. Don't get me wrong, there are downsides to working from home, because for example, there are people who don't believe that you can literally be productive if you're home. And there are people who also don't believe if you're home you're supposed to leave work at 5. So you find people sending you work at 6:30, someone calling you at 7, and they expect you to be there because you are home, And those are some of the challenges. One second. The problems of not having been, working for some time or recording for some time. So I was just going to check whether I was actually recording. So number 1. I've learned that you don't really need the office. I don't really need the office to be productive. In fact, if at all, I think I've been more productive while working from home. Number 2, I've learned that you can build yourself more if you decide to. Isolation is something that is very interesting. It can either cause you the negative things like depression and all those other things, but it can also provide you space to think, to be creative, to start, innovating and understanding that, everything you have around you can be an opportunity. And for me, it has provided me the opportunity to tap into some things that I had not, had ignored for some time. And that is my love for things, broadcast, just my general love for starting new things and things like that. So I found myself sitting here working during my break, listening to podcasts or reading something online, or checking up on people like Vosi and just trying to understand the discussions going on. And then you find yourself realizing, oh wait, guess what? There are people who actually need some things at this time, and those things I know people who actually can provide them. But the problem is they don't have a product yet. So can I help them be able to develop a product? Can we sell this product? Can we provide a solution to this pandemic? So number 2 is I just learned that being alone sometimes can provide you the peace and quiet you need to tap into other things. Number 3, I also learned that people are afraid of certain things, especially with the environment being as uncertain as it has been. And that people include myself. Sometimes you find yourself worrying about things that you're not necessarily supposed to worry about. And I think the scary nature in which we were presented to the COVID-19 pandemic just meant that you feel sick when you're not supposed to be, when you're not necessarily sick, or you hear about all these layoffs, you think about your friends, then it does happen to your friends. And even with COVID, it does get your friends. One of my very good friends from a long while back fought it and beat it, which was amazing. She lost a family member, which was very sad. But those things draw you back and make you think. You start to think, how are we taking this? And it teaches you to, be introspective when you're thinking or dealing with issues. The 4th thing I have learned is that you can never really watch that much TV. You see, when you're home and after you're done with work and you're home alone, you usually think you can binge watch, movies or series or whatever those things are. But guess what? The first few weeks I did. After that, I hated my Netflix. If you ask people around me, I used to watch The Flash of all shows. Can you imagine? All the time. And so I would finish my work and then I watch an episode or 2. And then on Saturdays or when I'm free, I would, sit on it. But then it became so boring. There are times when I sat down to myself and I asked myself, why am I watching someone who's made a film that is entertaining for a whole, 4 hours or something like that, when I could be finding out how to make something that someone can actually, pay me to enjoy as well. And so it becomes so boring and you realize that, you could do better things with your time. And it has helped because then you find yourself out more. You find yourself talking to people more. You find yourself, as much as we're supposed to be keeping our social distance or, avoiding unnecessary ventures into different environments, but you reach out to more people, you talk to more people about ideas, you share ideas, you brainstorm, you come up with new business ideas. And one of the ones that is exciting for me really is my friend Victor and I are starting a community radio. And when we talked about it, I never thought it was going to be, as elaborate as he has managed to make it. I came in just as a partner to provide some guidance and resources, but now I'm all bought in because I walked into that room and I looked at how it has been transformed, the tools, the equipment that has been shipped in. So be on the lookout. Sema Radio coming to you soon. Before the end of the year we launch it. And we're looking for artists who are about the community, artists who are about change, who want, to lend a voice to a different kind of discourse, not the usual. We don't want to wake up and, no offense to everybody else, but we don't want to wake up and be Gideon a ghost or Kamene and Kibe, Kamene and Jalas, or,